3 interesting things about Bitcoin. Did you know you can store your entire net worth all in your brain? All private keys are based on long strings of numbers and letters, and this is what lets you unlock your Bitcoins. Alternatively, you can store your private key using seed phrases. People store these on paper, metal, anything. And you should. It's yours to lose. But what if you memorized only your seed phrase? Creating a brain wallet is simple. You come up with a unique phrase and convert it to private key. Now, all you have to do is memorize that phrase. You can't get any more portable than that. The money literally exists in your mind. But make sure it's unguessable. There's been plenty of instances when someone had their brain wallet hacked. My favorite story happened 13 years ago when Reddit user u/DonBrocket lost 4 bitcoins worth about $800 from his hacked brain wallet. On November 26, 2013, just lost 4 BTC out of a hacked brain wallet. The passphrase was a line from an obscure poem in Afrikaans. Somebody out there has a really comprehensive dictionary attack program running. Fuck, I thought I had my big boy pants on. Someone was running a bot scouring for Latin alphabet texts until they hit the jackpot. Don Brocket's brain wallet lasted 6 months until it was hacked. Let this be a lesson that a simple phrase or password can be easily stolen by hackers. Even something human-made is barely enough, as we can be very predictable to focused algorithms. Stay safe out there. Number 2. Did you know that the Bitcoin network is in orbit above us? Blockstream, a cryptocurrency company, provides a network of one-way satellites that broadcast the entire Bitcoin blockchain to the Earth. The way that this works is that the satellite companies lease their bandwidth, which Blockstream acquires and use ground uplink stations called teleports to upload the blockchain data to the satellites covering North America, Africa, Europe, Australia, China, and Russia. These satellites, which orbit around 23,000 miles above the Earth, receive the signal from the teleports and emit the data. This lets you download the entire Bitcoin blockchain without even having to connect to the internet. All you need is a satellite dish, a computer, and a receiver. These satellites are one of the main reasons why bans on Bitcoin simply do not work. Bitcoin full nodes receiving data only from satellites are completely isolated and private because there's no internet traffic. This pretty cool tech guy set up a node using the Blockstream satellite. I'll link the video if you're interested. Number 3. Did you know Bitcoin has been hacked before? A 51% attack is when a miner or mining pool controls more computing power than the rest of the network combined. Bitcoin is based on consensus ruling, so if you control a majority of the computing power, you would essentially control the whole Bitcoin network. You could guarantee mining rewards, or even cancel other people's transactions. But by far, the most infamous privilege you would gain is the capability of spending your Bitcoins twice. A targeted 51% attack would be catastrophic for Bitcoin users. And this almost happened. In 2013, CEX.io, one of the oldest cryptocurrency exchanges, revealed an innovative Bitcoin mining pool dubbed ghash.io. Built with a user-friendly platform and a mining model that offered 0% pool fees. Because of this, Ghash was gaining massive popularity within the Bitcoin mining community. By 2014, they owned 37% of the total hashing power of all Bitcoin miners. The community started to catch on to this. Observant Bitcoiners began posting about ghash.io's rapidly increasing popularity. Ghash was amassing an unprecedented amount of computing power. Posts urging miners to switch pools were becoming louder and more abundant throughout the months of spring. All of the concern of the Bitcoin community began to turn to widespread panic up until June 2014, when ghash.io finally breached the 50% threshold. For the next 12 hours, the Bitcoin community went into a frenzy. The Bitcoin spot price dropped from $650 to $570, nearly a 12% drop in mere hours. Peter Todd, a prominent Bitcoin developer, sold about half of his Bitcoin. An emergency roundtable meeting in London took place. News and media compared the event as the worst event in Bitcoin history since the Mt. Gox incident. But worst of all, ghash.io was caught abusing their control over the network. Bitcoin Dice, an online Bitcoin-based gambling site, was victim to payment fraud when addresses of ghash.io exploited their dominance to carry out double spending. Bitcoin Dice has loose rules regarding consensus, which, on top ofGhash's massive computing power, there was a clear vulnerability that enabled the Ghash address to successfully double spend the Bitcoins. When exposed, CX.io claimed they investigated the situation and were able to discover an employee who went rogue behind the double spending. According to them, the employee was then fired. After the dust settled, ghash.io released a voluntary statement promising that it would not exceed 40% of the overall Bitcoin hash rate and calling other pools to follow in their footsteps. But their reputation was already ruined. In early 2015, Ghash suffered crippling DDoS attacks, halting mining profitability. By the end of the year, the mining pool was subsequently shut down, ending a dramatic chapter in the history of Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.